A 50-year mortgage? Really, Donald? You've got to be kidding me. What the? Hi, I'm David Tomsic, and you're watching the David Tomsic Report. Okay, a 50-year mortgage. That's 20 years longer than the average mortgage we have now, which is 30 years. And I think most people get either a 15-year or a 30-year mortgage, from what I understand. Obviously, if you can't afford a bigger monthly payment, you're going to go with a 30-year mortgage. And that's why Donald Trump decides to say, hey, let's go 50 years. That's good for the person lending the money. They're going to make a lot more interest. The person actually receiving the loan for the home is going to pay a lot more interest, have a lot less equity, and could be underwater depending on the house prices in that area. We always think prices are going to go up, and realtors are telling me, yeah, they always go up. Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't mean you're going to make a fortune off your home if you're a middle-class person. You're not. Some people in this area, for instance, in my area, Western Pennsylvania, are selling their homes for much, much higher than they're worth. And they'll maybe bring in another 60 grand, and that might seem like a lot of money, but in the scheme of things, it's not. The person buying the home is paying $60,000 more than it's really worth. There are intrinsic values to things. A home is only worth what you need to pay for it at the time, depending on other home prices. Those can go up and down. If you sell when it's down, you're going to lose money. But everybody's in that game now. They want to sell while they can, but there's not enough homes on the market. And now they're pricing them out of the reach of many middle-class people. So Donald Trump's 50-year mortgage sounds like it's going to help. This kind of reminds me of the company store. Those of you that don't know, I live in a coal mining area. There are basically coal mines all around us. Consolidated Coal had their headquarters here. And up in one area of our town, or really outside of our town, you go up a certain road, there are what they call company houses. They're very small, narrow, wood-framed homes. They're still there from the times of the coal mines. And coal miners would rent these houses off the company. They would buy all their food off of a company store, their clothing off of a company store. They'd rack up credit that they'd take right off of their paychecks. So you always had the company to pay. In fact, I think there was a song said, you owe your soul to the company store. Look it up. So what are we doing today? We're now going to have a new company store. And Donald Trump's the head of it because he loves to see his people prosper, his people being the rich people, the people that own stuff, that own property, big time, the hedge funds, which own a lot of property in America today. They bought it up by the hundreds of thousands of homes. They remodeled them and now rent them to people at double the cost. They go after low-income families' homes because they can force them out. They buy it up, gentrify areas that were once for low-income people. And those prices skyrocket. Not only the area they fixed up, but all the prices around them go up. More and more people who've lived there all their lives can't afford to buy the home. So now Donald Trump wants to get you a 50-year mortgage so that you are beholden to that mortgage company for another 20 years. You may never make out. You may lose money. You may lose your home. But see, it's an answer to a problem he can't solve because he started these tariffs that has made everything more expensive. He has allowed the richest of the rich to buy up properties, driving up prices because he's for them. If you don't get that, there's something off. He's said that on national television. There are films of him in the Oval Office talking about how his friends made hundreds of millions of dollars because of him. He's making hundreds of millions of dollars because of his presidency having access like he does. I just did that video. I just did a video on how Trump is profiteering from his presidency. I'll create a link and put it in the description box for you to watch it. A 50-year mortgage isn't going to solve any problems. It won't. There's a bigger problem. It's called debt. I'm not even talking about the United States government's debt. I'm talking about consumer debt. People are maxed to the hilt. Credit cards at 34%. You pay $100 a month on it and $75 go to interest. You'll never pay them off. And again, jobs aren't paying what they need to pay. And I'm not saying that we should force employers to pay more money. Minimum wage should go up legally. It should go up under federal law. It's been way too low for too long. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. $7 an hour. No, that's bullshit. People need fair wages. Here's the other problem. That debt we're talking about is keeping people from buying homes, from buying cars. People can't afford the extra payment. And when those payments are based on higher interest rates, which they are, it makes it even worse. Donald, why don't you address that? You just can't force the Fed to lower rates. You've got to lower inflation. You've got to attack inflation. And the best way to do that is get rid of the tariffs. Let us have a free trade system once again. We weren't being hurt by it. You said we were because you hate everybody. But the reality is we weren't being hurt by it. It was free trade for us. We got cheap goods from everybody, no matter who, especially China. Of course, Donald, he didn't want to do that. He's trying to take over the world. He wants to rule the world. He wants to rule the U.S. So instead of fixing the system, he's going to give all the peasants cake. That's right. He wants to give them a piece of bread and say, hey, see, I did something for you. You can now take your loan out another 20 years, not caring about the consequences of that. That's up to you. Now, people will take that 50-year loan if they have to. They will. But it's not a good idea. America has a problem with debt. America has a problem with jobs. Donald Trump says he's putting jobs everywhere, but none of them are paying well, and a lot of jobs are still going to be taken over by AI in the next few years. We have a problem here with jobs. We have a problem here with debt. We have a problem with bad decisions made by our leadership, especially the president. Now, as bad as the Republicans are, I want to tell you Democrats, you've got to start fighting for the little guy again, the middle class. And don't tell me you have been. You've been too worried about far left ideals than you have been the American middle class. I've said this in many videos. In my new channel, Loud and Clear, go to that channel. I'll put a link in the description box to my video there, where I talk about how I left the Democratic Party years ago because they left the middle class. They left me behind. Now I've come back. It's been full circle because the Republicans have shown me that they are nothing but bigots, racists, and of course, homophobes, and they love money. A Democrat that doesn't work hard to make sure the middle class has good benefits and good wages and has great working conditions. That's what America should be about. I digress there. But once again, Donald Trump's trying to fill a void with bullshit, with a 50-year mortgage. Instead of doing the things he should have done from the beginning as president, care about everybody in this country and not just rich people. His big, beautiful bill, right? The big, beautiful bill was for rich people. Not you, not me. Stop thinking that somehow he cares about you. He's given tax breaks to the richest people on earth. And you all sit there and say, I'll still vote for Donald Trump. So let me tell you this. People on the right only worry about three basic issues: abortion, immigration, and gay rights. They hate gay people, they hate immigrants, and they hate abortion. And of course, with abortion, they scorch the whole field. And those same people who worry about abortion will not want a 13-year-old girl to have an abortion, even though she was raped. But when that child grows up and needs food stamps, they refuse to give it to them, even though that mother can't provide for him or her. They're scorched earth people. They want to burn it all down. They want to get rid of all the illegal immigrants, even though there's no one there to work the ranches or the farms. They hate every gay person, even though those people never did a thing to them. They'll find that issue and they'll stay with it. Even though Donald Trump is burning down this country, they will still back him. They will still support him. And so those same people are going to support this 50-year mortgage. Let them eat cake, right? Let the peasants eat cake. We'll give you 20 more years to pay us back. It's not helping. It's not helping. Let's face the issues. Let's attack the issues. Let's make this country livable for the middle class, for the poor. Instead, we want to give all of our attention to those single-issue voters who hate everybody. We want to give our attention to the rich people of this country who are making billions off of us. The wealth transfer from the lower income and middle class to the elite is the largest gap ever in history. And nobody seems to care except people like me, and I know people like you. It's all the time I have. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. Go over to my sister channel, Loud and Clear. You'll find that on YouTube. There I get a little more explicit on things. I know you will enjoy it. Don't forget as well to love your neighbor as yourself. I'll see you next time right here on the David Thompson Report.